What is up, everyone? This is David Lyon here. I'm doing a quick over-the-shoulder video because there's something that I wanted to provide to Mariana, who's in my audience. We've had a conversation in the Spiritual Entrepreneurs Hub, which I'm just going to quickly rephrase so that you're oriented. So we've talked about her target audience, being more precise in who she wants to call in. She says she doesn't know which of the three core markets she's really speaking to. Core markets or core desires being health, wealth, and relationships. And we chatted a little bit, and then in the end she says, I really don't know how. And this was in response to me saying that, let me check. Yeah, giving some super clear examples of what people who went through were able to do differently after going through the training. All right, so here's my response to Mariana. So first of all, I looked at the training that she's offering, and from my sense, what comes to my mind is that she helps people with their mental health, like becoming more solid and stable within themselves so that they can navigate life in a much more effective way. They don't get stuck in certain patterns. Now I'm already starting to make assumptions that I don't know, but I'm just riffing on it, making assumption like making or getting lost rather in things like overwhelm, distracting yourself, procrastinating, whatever kind of patterns that we might have in our nervous system, in our mind, in our psyche, that is holding us back from being present in this life, enjoying it, and doing the things that we really love. So that is the first thing that comes to my mind when I go through the landing page, that I think the core desire is actually mental health. Now, to become more practical on what you can do with the question of, I've done this offer several times and people come in for so many different reasons, and so I cannot really pin down like who do I want to speak to, because it's so different and the results that people are getting is so very different. So, I'm getting the sense of like overwhelm of like, I don't know how to narrow it down. And I think this is super normal, especially for very creative, like divergent thinking people going in all different directions and calling in a very diverse group of people. So I want to share with you what you can do super practically to narrow down who you want to call in. And we're going to use the concepts of ELF clients and HAF clients. ELF stands for easy, lucrative, and fun. And HAF stands for hard, annoying, lame, and frustrating. Shout out to Joe Polish and Nick Peterson, from whom I've got this concept. I think it's originally from Joe. So this is a simple way that you can look at the people who've gone through your offer so far and just starting to get more of an overview of who were the ELF clients, who were the HAF clients, and then starting to see some patterns or similarities between like within these different groups, right? So what I would invite you, Mariana, to do is to go through the people that have joined, like go through the list of the people that have joined your program previously and start dividing them up into ELFs and HAFs. And that goes both for, like, you can include how the sales process went, like how much did you enjoy it, or how like heavy was it, how much of a challenge was it for them to make the finances happen, or how much were they creative in the process and were like, okay, maybe this is a big investment, but I really feel called to do this, so let me find a way to make this happen. This also goes for how they were showing up in the training, like how much were you happy that they were there, or how much were you like, okay, let's see what's going to come from this individual and whether that's going to disrupt the space or something like this. And also in terms of the results that they were getting. So were they really empowered and proactive and getting the results, or were they more like in this more passive victim place and like requiring a lot of your assistance to get anything done. And you like start dividing your list into these two. Now, obviously, there will be quite a lot of people in the middle, but we want to discover who were like the most elf clients and who were the most half clients. And then we want to start asking, okay, so for the elves, where did they come from? What was the source of them coming in? Because there's a good chance that where they were coming from, there's more of elf, easy, lucrative, and fun clients that we can call in. And then we can ask what drew them to the training? What were they intrigued by? Because there's a good chance that, and maybe within this group of elf clients, you find 2 or 3 subgroups, and that's fine, but we want to start looking for patterns. Like, what were they most interested in? And then, what were the most important takeaways for them? Okay, so you do this, and I'm pretty sure you're going to start noticing some patterns. And then you do the same for the half clients, because we actually want to start calling less of them in. So one of the biggest challenges that I see entrepreneurs that I work with have is because they're so focused on I want to like bring in more clients, that they don't focus on bringing on the right clients. So then they start calling in a lot of half clients as well, maybe in combination with elf clients. And you're gonna notice that for the most part, it's just not worth the effort to bring in more of those people. And the more half clients that are in your program, the less elf clients will actually want to be there and get results. So it's like a win for everyone if you reduce the amount of half clients in there. So for the halves, we want to ask the same questions and take that as information of, especially the first one really, and maybe the second one. Take that as information of what we want to do less of moving forward, okay? So once you have done that, what we want to do as a next step is use the stories of our elf clients to make it more tangible and understandable for people in your audience of what is it that they can expect from joining the training. So you start collecting elf stories, and they don't necessarily need to be testimonials. This can be more tied into the content that you create, and just weaving in stories like, hey, client X went from this to this. And then you talk about why you think that's the case and how the training helped them. And then what I want you to do next is, from these elf stories that you've collected, you probably will have some sort of thesis of, or like the threads of, okay, what calls those elf clients in the most. And I want you to start creating content more on that thread. And you can weave in those stories, but you can also just talk about it more generally, right? So for example, one of my hypotheses is that you're helping people with their mental health. So then you want to address some of the challenges that people might face who want to improve their mental health, and tie it together with what you do in your program, so that they understand that if they have challenge X and they join your program, those are the things that they can take away from it. And again, this is where stories are cool, where then you can say, like this person who joined the program and afterwards they started doing this and that. And with a thing like mental health, obviously the way that people improve their lives once their mental health is in a better state, yeah, of course, it goes in all different directions, because it depends on what they want to focus on afterwards. So it's totally fine that the benefit of those people goes in all different directions if you have a common thread that brings them in, and the thing that you help them work on that then improves in all different directions. And again, my hypothesis would be that this is mental health. You can try it out, do this exercise, and let me know how it goes. And yeah, wishing you all the best with your program.